Yo, Saturday morning tax saving tips for W-2 wage earners, man. Understand that America is business and your costs for not doing business is high taxes. That's what we're going to talk about today, man. So come on in here real quick and let me holler at you. And I promise if you stick around to the end of this video, you will learn a strategy that will legally, ethically, and morally lower your taxes. And in addition to that, I'll give you some tips on what you could do with all the money that you're going to save from lowering your taxes so you can build generational wealth. So let's get to it. But you've got to overcome fear if you're going to win. All right, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who do not know me, my name is H Cortez, also known as the one and only financial health mentor, everybody's favorite fatherpreneur from MonetizeMyLifeAcademy.com, the digital marketing mastermind for entrepreneurs that are trying to figure out this whole internet world, trying to figure out how to get their businesses and their brands online. You want to check out the Monetize My Life Digital Marketing Mastermind, where every single month we do a live training. Every single month you get a course of the month. Every single month you get a one-on-one coaching session with yours truly or one of my top digital marketing coaches to help you bring your brand online. All you got to do is go to MonetizeMyLifeAcademy.com. If you're serious, we got plans starting at $10 all the way up to $27. So that's www.MonetizeMyLifeAcademy.com. Now let's talk this punishment that you are getting here in America, right? What most people do not understand is that America is a business, right? It's a business. And the price you pay for not doing business is high taxes, right? If you think about it, there's two sets of tax laws. There's the tax laws for the person who does not have a business, or in other words, does not contribute to the gross domestic product of this economy. And then there's a tax code for business owners, landowners, and investors. These people do contribute to the gross domestic product of this country. And as a result, the country says, we're going to give you special tax incentives because you are actually helping to grow the country, grow the economy. Let me break it down for you guys like this. Think about you having a job. And listen, this is not job bashing, right? Please understand, this is not job bashing. You've got to take care of your current lifestyle, so you should have a job. But I'm talking about understanding the overall picture of what's going on in this economy. America is a business. So are you. I want you to get this straight. America is a business. So are you. And the price you pay for not doing business is high taxes. So when you went to your job, was there already a building there? Yes or yes? Right? When they offered you the position, was there an HR team already there conducting the interviews and doing all of that stuff? When you got the position and you went to the job to get trained, were there trainers already there? Were there computers already there? Was there a phone already there? Was there the resources that you needed to do your job? Were they already there? Of course. See, you, no matter how hard you work, no matter how skilled you are, no matter how intelligent you are, this economy says if you are an employee, you don't bring anything to the table. Because you don't bring anything to the table, you don't get the tax breaks. Now, you get a few tax breaks for what you do bring to the table outside of a job, right? So when you have kids, you get a tax break, right? Because you're adding to the gross domestic product of this country when you have kids. You just birth another business for this economy. Now, if that child you just birthed does not do business, then the price they will pay for not doing business is high taxes. So you do get some incentives, right? When you marry, you get a little bit of an incentive because marriage creates a stable economy. So they give you a little tax break for that. When two businesses merge, they're saying, oh, that's good. That's going to create stability in these neighborhoods. So we'll give you a tax break for that. But those two businesses that merge in marriage, if y'all don't do business, y'all going to pay high taxes. Period. Now, I didn't make the rules, man. So don't get mad at your boy. I didn't make the rules, right? So when you go to the job, everything you need to do that job is already there. So that means the business owner invested in the building, the business owner invested in the resources, the business owner invested in building the infrastructure, creating a product or service to market and to sell. And because the business owner is bringing more to the table, they get a tax break. They get a tax break, right? So employees don't get no tax breaks when it comes to working. It's like you pay a third of your income in taxes. And when we talk about financial distress in this country, it's caused by this dynamic right here. This is what it's called by, this dynamic right here, because when you get your paycheck, a third of it is already gone. And a lot of people want to say, well, Cortez, I don't pay a third of my check in taxes. If you don't pay a third of your paycheck in taxes, you're going to pay a third to almost half overall in taxes. So think about your tax situation. In Missouri, we have state tax. And if you live in the city, we have a local tax. So think about this. If you make any decent money in this country, you're in probably the 25% tax bracket, right? Then if you're in a state like Missouri with a state tax, you're going to pay an additional 7 to 9% in state tax. So 25, let's just say it's 7%. 25 plus 7, now I'm at 32%. Gone right out the top, right? Right at the top. Now, when you take that 32%, it's gone. Now you're trying to live a lifestyle based on an income or a net income that's lower than your gross. So you're like, man, I make 50,000, so I want to live a $50,000 lifestyle, but you don't bring home 50,000. And here's what's funny. When you go to apply to borrow money, you go to send your kids to school, what do they ask you? How much money do you gross? So they set up all of your financing based on your gross, but that ain't what you bring home. So you're putting yourself in a pickle because of you don't understand this tax situation, right? So 25% in state, 25% federal, 7 in state, and we're just using these numbers. It's different for every state, and I know this is an oversimplification. Don't bash me and all you tax professionals out there. I'm just trying to make a point here. So that's 32%. And then if you live in the city, like in the city of St. Louis, city of New York, they have a local tax, which is usually 2 or 3%. But we're not even going to count that. So 32% of your check is gone just from federal income tax, state income tax. Then after you get your money, after the taxes is gone, every time you go to spend some money, you're going to pay an additional 7 to 9% in sales tax on everything you buy. That means for every dollar you go into the store with, it's only buying 91 cents worth of stuff. And a lot of we're not tripping off that. We're not tripping off that. Every dollar you go into the store with, I go into the store with $10. I'm thinking I'm finna get $10 worth of goods. No, I'm getting $9 worth of goods because Uncle Sam got to get that other dollar. So now I was at 32, and now let's just say it's 8% sales tax. So 40% of my income has gone to taxes. 40%. 40 cents out of every dollar goes to Uncle Sam. Now, we haven't even added in if you own a house and you pay real estate tax. We haven't added in if you own property like a car or a trailer or a motorcycle, you pay personal property tax on everything you own. 40% goes to the government for taxes. And we don't realize that we're trying to live off 60% of our income. This is why my wife would sit down and she'd bring all our bills out. She'd bring all our income out. She would look at her income. She would look at my income. She matches it up against our monthly bill. She add everything up, try to remember everything she can think of. And she's like, why this ain't working? This number is way bigger than this number, so it should work. I said, really, this number is not that much bigger than this number when you take taxes out of it. And that's what most people don't budget for. So if you are in America, you are a business. Your social security number is an EIN number. Let me say that again. Your social security number is an EIN number. It's called sole proprietorship. Everybody is born into this country as a sole proprietor. And when you do not do business for yourself, then the price you pay is the highest taxes. See, what y'all got to remember is when this country was founded, it was founded for business people. It was founded by business people and to benefit business people. And everybody who migrated to this country, the first thing they did was started a business. You guys realize 100 years ago, 95% of the people in this country owned a business. Only 5% worked for other people. And when it was that way, government was really small because there wasn't a lot of taxation. Because as a business owner, I write everything off, so I don't have a whole lot of money going into the tax, into the government. So government was small. And government was run by business owners, so they didn't necessarily need high salaries. They were actually doing it to run the country, not as a career move, right? But the game flipped, the game changed. Now, 95% of the people in this country work for somebody else. And only 5% of the people in this country own businesses, right? Now, here's what you got to understand. We talked about you being an employee and you're not bringing anything to the table. So the employer gets the tax breaks. The business owner gets the tax break. But guess who gets all of the tax breaks? Right? You know who gets all of the tax breaks? So the employee gets none for being in the economy outside of being married, outside of having kids. If you go green and start reducing the carbon footprint, you get some tax breaks. If you buy a home, you'll get tax. Why do you get tax breaks if you buy a home? Because you're stabilizing a community, and we know that you're going to have to spend money to upkeep that house. So you're contributing to the gross domestic product of this country, right? But you get no tax breaks as an employee. The business owners get a few tax breaks, right? And when I say a few, I'm talking about over 400. But who gets the most tax breaks in this country? The people who finance the business owner. That would be the bankers. That would be the investors. See, when you make money with money, you pay least taxes of them all. I'll say that again. When you learn to make money with money, you pay the least taxes of them all. Think about it like this, guys. The employees came in and they had nothing, right? The business owners are going to provide jobs for the employees. So the government says, listen, there's two entities right here. If we withhold or give tax incentives to the business owners, he's going to be able to grow and expand his business and hire more employees. Then if we just focus on taxing the employees, we let him grow as big as he can, because the bigger he grows, the more employees he's going to hire. So we can tax a one Sam Walton, or we can tax 1 million employees who work for Walmart. What's a better play for us, government? We could tax a one Sam Walton, or we can tax a 1 million employees that work for Sam Walton. So that's how they set the tax code up. Now, when Sam Walton hires these 1 million employees and he wants to hire another 1 million, Sam now has to go and get financing because he's smart. He's down with OPM, right? Other people's money. He don't take his billions and go and hire other people. That would be silly. He goes to the bankers and borrows money and hires the people, expands his infrastructure. And the government said, well, if we know that the only way for the business owners to grow and expand is to take on capital from investors, then we're going to give the investors all of the tax breaks. Investors get all of the tax breaks. Business owners get fewer tax breaks. Employees get the fewest of all tax breaks. Why? Because you were born a sole proprietor. You are a business. And the price or penalty you pay for not doing business in this economy is high taxes. Now, how do you fix it then, Cortez? Well, if I know that not having a business puts me on the side of capitalism, that I pay the highest taxes, then the easiest fix for me is to become a business owner. Now, a lot of you guys are thinking, well, Cortez, I don't have the money to start a business. I'm not trying to go get no lease. I don't have the credit to go finance a bunch of equipment. Listen, y'all thinking all wrong. See, in this economy, the IRS says start a business. It didn't say start a big business. It didn't say start a storefront. It didn't say start a mega conglomerate. It says start a business. You guys remember what Amazon looked like when Jeff Bezos started Amazon, and he just had the picture on the wall in his garage that said Amazon.com, we sell books. But the problem is we despise humble beginnings. We want to go take out $1 million loan and try to start a business or an idea that we don't even know if that's going to work. Instead, you can start where you are with what you have and understand that that's enough. Let's start a business today, and let's see how much it really costs today to start a business. I'm about to put y'all in business today, and I'm going to show y'all the benefits of being in business even before you sell a single product. Is that cool with everybody? I'm going to put you in business today. If you don't have a business, I'm going to put you in business today for less than $50. And then I'm going to show you how that $50 investment will save you $10,000 in taxes. Is everybody good with that? Right? Watch this. You already have a gift. You already have a talent. You already have a special ability. You are good at something. And some of you guys are saying, well, Cortez, I'm not good at nothing. But you get up and go to work every day. You got to be good at something, or else your employer wouldn't have you coming in punching their clock every day. Right? So we know you're good at something. So And there's a lot of ways that you can get involved in business for free, right? So first thing that we're going to do is we're going to come up with a business name. Now, believe it or not, you already have a business name. I told you, you are a business. You are a sole proprietor right now. I am Hernando Springer Enterprise right now, just with my social security number. Before I went out and got an EIN, before I went out and registered my LLC, I am already in business, because when you are born in this country, you are born a sole proprietor. You are born a business owner. Your penalty for not doing business is high taxes. So if you want to lower your largest expense, then you need to start doing business. See, you're already a business, you're just not doing business, right? So I could simply say, hey, this is Cortez Hustle Enterprises, right? What is the nature of your business, Mr. Cortez Hustle? That's it. I hustle. I sell stuff. I provide services, right? What kind of services you provide? I haven't defined those yet, and it don't even matter. Now, Cortez Hustle Enterprises, I'm already in business. Now, I might want to go to my Secretary of State and register that fictitious name just so I have the DBA. That's going to cost me about $10, y'all. It's going to cost me about $10. I go to the Secretary of State website and say, hey, I'm starting a business as a sole proprietor, and I have a name that I call my business Cortez Hustle Enterprise. And the Secretary of State is going to say, hey, all right, we recognize that name and you own that name as an enterprise for the next, 3 to 7 years. Every state is different, right? Boom, less than $10. Now, I was already in business because I was born. I was born in business, but now the state recognizes that I'm about to start doing business. There's a difference between being a business and actually doing business. So now I submitted to my state that I'm about to start doing business, and this is the name I'm going to be doing my business under. Now, I can go out to GoDaddy.com or one of those things, one of those domain hosting places, and for about another $15, I can go register the domain name CortezHustleEnterprise.com. Now we really legit, right? We really legit. I got my name registered with the Secretary of State. I went and got me a domain name, and then I can go to Wix.com. I can go to Weebly.com. GoDaddy will give me a free website. You can get a free website from me. Let me see. bit.ly/. You can go to that site right there and get a free site from me, plus some training on how to really get into this digital marketing game. But you set up your free website and you connect it to your domain. Now, if you go to CortezEnterprise.com, it'll take you to my website, and right on the headline of the website, it says, I am Cortez, I sell ish. See, because I haven't figured out really what my thing is. I just know I better start doing business in this economy, or else I'm going to keep paying high taxes. So I went and told my Secretary of State, hey, Secretary of State, your boy woke now. I realized that, hey, in order for me to really play in this economy, I was already born a business with a social security number as a sole proprietor. Now I'm about to start doing business. And the Secretary of State says, yes, okay, we see you, Cortez. We see you woke. We see you ready to start doing business and start lowering your taxes. So now they recognize me as not Cortez Springer. They recognize me as Cortez Hustle Enterprises. And they say, hey, we're going to be checking for you out there, man. Looks like you're ready to start adding to this gross domestic product around here and start moving this economy around and start doing some big things. I'm like, yep, I'm in the game now. Got my domain name. My domain name says Cortez Hustle Enterprise. That is my digital real estate. See, I don't need In 2021, I don't need a storefront no more. I have a digital storefront that says Cortez Hustle Enterprise, we sell ish. I don't even know what we sell yet. I just know that I better start doing business, because if I'm not doing business, the penalty I pay is high taxes. Period. Period. So I was Secretary of State. My state recognizes me. My got a website, got a domain. Now I don't not only want my state to recognize me, I want the big boys to recognize me. I want the president to know that I'm in the game. I'm woke now. So I go to irs.gov, the tax collector, the tax collection agency for this country, right? See, America is a business. The IRS is not a government entity. It's the tax collector. It is the collection agency for this business called America, right? Y'all got to understand, get in the game, man, and get for real in the game. Now, some of you guys are impressed with what I'm saying. This ain't even scratching the tip of the iceberg in the game, but I'm in the game. You understand? So now I want the big boys to recognize that I'm woke. So I go to irs.gov, and for free, I register my EIN. Who owns this EIN? Cortez Hustle Enterprise. What's your website? CortezHustleEnterprise.com. Now the tax collector for this company that I'm a subsidiary of says, oh, Cortez Hustle, you woke now. I see you. I see you. You woke. You up now. You now know that the key to financial success and prosperity is not only just to be a business, but you actually have to do business in this economy, and you're going to pay less taxes. So now I was born a business. I was born a business. I was born a sole proprietor. Everybody born in America is a sole proprietor. I was born a business, but because I was not doing business, I'm paying the most in taxes. So now I go to my Secretary of State and say, your boy woke now. I see what y'all doing. I see how the game is played now. So recognize me as being woke. Cortez Hustle Enterprise. Boom. State says, I see you. Then I go and get me some real estate, some digital real estate. I go buy me a domain name, which is my address for my digital real estate. I go create me a free website. Now I have a digital storefront. And what does my website say? Cortez Hustle Enterprise. We sell ish. I don't even know what we sell yet, but I know I better start doing some business. Then I say my state sees me. Now let me make sure the big boys see me. Now let me make sure the president sees me. So I go to the irs.gov and I register my EIN number. Now the big boys say, oh, I see you. I see you, Cortez Hustle Enterprise. You done woke up now. You about to start doing some business. You cotton picking right. Because y'all ain't gonna keep on taxing me the highest in taxes. I was already born an entrepreneur. I was born a business. I just wasn't doing business, y'all. Y'all born a business, but if you're not doing business, the price you pay is high taxes so that the business owner gets the tax breaks, so that the financiers and the investors who finance in the business, so they get the tax breaks. Now, how does that benefit you even before? I haven't even figured out what we selling at Cortez Hustle Enterprises yet. I just made sure that the government sees me. I just made sure that my state sees me, that I'm up. I'm ready to start contributing to the gross domestic product in this economy. And because I'm a contributor now, I qualify for the tax breaks. So how does this benefit me, Cortez, even if I don't know what I'm selling yet? Even if I haven't made money in business yet? Even if I'm still trying to figure out my lane, I'm trying to figure out my niche, I'm trying to figure out what products and services I'm going to offer, I'm trying to figure out a target market, right? Just by starting the business, guys, especially those of you who are W-2 wage earners, here's what you're going to do. Now that the state sees you, now, first of all, now that you see you as doing business, right? That's important. You see that you got to start doing business. That's first. Okay, I see, Cortez. I feel you. I need to start doing business in this economy if I'm going to win. You see you, then the state sees you, and then the big boys see you, right? As a contributor to the gross domestic product in this country. Boom, I'm here. I have arrived. Now that that has taken place, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go to your employer and say, hey, how do I access my tax withholding certificate? What is that? The tax withholding certificate now is you telling your job that you woke. See, I told my state I'm up. I told the feds I'm up. Now I got to tell my job I'm up so they can stop taking these taxes out of my check. And you do that through your tax withholding certificate. So your tax withholding certificate, while most people running around here crying about all the taxes coming out of their check, you told your employer how much to take out of your check. See, let me clue y'all in on something about wealthy people. Poor and middle class people tend to see Uncle Sam as their enemy. Wealthy people see Uncle Sam as their partner. The super wealthy see Uncle Sam as their bitch. I don't know another way to say it. That's just how it goes. The super wealthy see Uncle Sam as their bitch, right? I want y'all to get that. Poor and middle class people see Uncle Sam as their enemy. Wealthy people see Uncle Sam as their partner. The super wealthy see Uncle Sam as their bitch. That's why they drop $1 billion and say, go do this for me. Go change this law for me because you my trick. That's how it goes. I see you, Latanya, Coach Deloach in the building, Quint Credit. Listen, so now that I see myself as ready to do business, my state recognizes me, my country recognizes me as ready to do business. Now I got to tell my job to recognize me. So I do my tax withholding certificate. Most of y'all are getting anywhere from $300 to $600 instant pay raise on your job right now today. Your next paycheck will have an extra $150 in it if you understood what I'm telling you today. Now, don't call me and ask me how to do your W-4. I got a team that does that. It'll cost you $80 a month. They'll do that, your credit and everything else, right? But if you go out on YouTube, if you're serious about this, you can go out on YouTube and find somebody that'll teach you how to do this, right? So you tell your job now, hey, Mr. Employer, your boy up now. I'm on your level. Me and you equal. Stop looking down on me, pulling all that money out of my paycheck. Me and you on the same playing field. So now the taxes stop coming out of your check. You're smart because we're not just doing this as some sort of gimmick to get a pay raise. We're trying to get to the place where we pay the least amount in taxes, and that's where your money is making money for you. So you got to strategically shift from I'm an employee, right? Even though I was born a business, I was hoodwinked, I was tricked by the educational system that a job was it. Don't get me started on the educational system. I was hoodwinked, I was tricked that a job is it. So instead of, even though I was born a business, I went out and I got educated and I got a job, right? So now you got to go back and fix that. Now I'm in a business. Me and the business owner are on the same playing field. Stop taking all those doggone taxes out of my check. Now, you're trying to move from the place where you're an employee, and now you understand that I got to start doing business. So now you're doing business. You're going to pay less taxes. That's going to free up some money for you. But the goal is to get over here where your money is making the bulk of your money and you pay least taxes of them all. You can't do that if we got you in business, you got an instant pay raise, and the first thing you did is upgrade your lifestyle. Hey, man, because I heard Cortez say I need to start doing business, I set up my business just like he said. I'm doing business, and when I did my tax withholding certificate, it brought an extra $500 a month in my household. So I took that $500 a month and I went and got me a new car. That ain't it, y'all. Keep living your same lifestyle. That's called lifestyle creep. Every time my income creeps up, my lifestyle creeps up to match it. And that's why you see a lot of people broke at different levels, right? I'm $100,000, but I spend $125,000 a year, so I'm $100,000 broke. All that means is I drive a nicer car, but I'm still stressed to death when my mortgage and my car note comes around, right? So you get that extra money and you leave your lifestyle the same. You take that extra money and you start paying down your debts. If you don't have an emergency fund, you start building you an emergency fund, and you take some of it and start investing, right? I have a good mentor who said, Ivy Stokes said, don't take all of your money and go pay all of your debts when you don't got no money growing for you. That's just silly. That's just silly. So don't take this whole $300 to $500 that comes back in your check and give that to your debts, right? If y'all want to know that game, then y'all need to follow Tanya DeLoach. She'll tell you how to use credit to go to the next level. She'll tell you what debts not to pay, right? So that you can go to the next level. But that's the game plan, is you're in business so that you can lower your taxes and free up cash flow, so that you can take that cash flow and create more cash flow. Because that cash flow is the name of the game, y'all. A lot of us stuck on this income thing, and you keep running this rat race. Well, hey, I got $80,000 worth of income, but your lifestyle is equal to $80,000. So you go and get a higher degree, you get a raise, and now you're making $100,000. Then you bring your lifestyle up to $100,000. Now you're saying, man, I need more income. No, you might need to sell that house that you're in and downsize. Instead of paying $2,500 for a mortgage, you downsize to a house where you're paying $1,500 for a mortgage, and now you just created $1,000 worth of cash flow. So if you start doing business, you're going to lower your taxes. And even before I sold my first product, just doing business changed the game. Why? Because I got an instant pay raise. Mine was $270 a month, right? I took that and started paying down some debt, start investing, start creating an emergency fund. When I start paying down the debts, my credit score started going up. So that's another positive benefit, right? And then I figured out what I want to sell. I sell information, y'all. If y'all ain't realized that the information game is serious, I sell information. Now, you guys are fortunate that I woke up this morning feeling good and y'all getting all this information for free. But I sell information. Think about it. I got an ebook. That's just information in a digital format, and I sell it. I got a membership site where if you go to monetizemylifeacademy.com, you can join my mastermind. And every month I'm going to coach and train you on how to grow your business in this digital age. That's just information. Right? I got physical books, just information. I sell information, y'all. Some of y'all got some information in your head right now that will make you a millionaire. You just don't know how to turn it from intellectual capital to intellectual property. Right? Yeah, take it from intellectual capital, turn it to intellectual property. Learn how to package, present it, build a system around it, build a brand around it, and sell it. You're talking about I don't have a business. Some of you guys have been through some experiences in your life that if you would just package and present those things in the right way to the marketplace, Other people are in that experience right now looking for a way out. And your information could help them. This book can help you take your gifts, talents, special abilities, and turn them into income with little to no startup costs. Because some of you guys are trying to say, Cortez, man, I can draw my butt off. I just don't know how to make money drawing. Well, that's why you need to join the mastermind. That's why you need to join the mastermind. I'll teach you how to build a business, how to build a brand around what you do, what you're good at already, the experiences you've overcome, right? But you, if you don't understand what I'm saying, you're going to wake up one day, 75, 80 years old, and you're not going to have anything. Because Uncle Sam's going to tax you to death, right? And when you think about this school system, they'll never teach you this stuff. This is why I joined the Extra Digit movement. This is why I'm part of an economic empowerment movement, because we got to teach people these things. And if you want to join my team, it'll cost you a couple $100, but I can teach you how to become a financial educator. I can show you where I learned all of this stuff from, where you can learn it and you can go out and teach it in your community, right? Comment Extra Digit movement if you would like more information on how you can join our economic empowerment movement. But the last thing I'm going to say is this. This is why they don't teach this stuff in school, because you got to follow the money. I told you, poor and middle class see Uncle Sam as their enemy. Wealthy people see Uncle Sam as their partner. The super wealthy see Uncle Sam as their trick, right? And this is how that works in the educational system. You go to school, and all you got to do is follow the money, y'all. You go to school, and what does the school teach you? The school teaches you that you need a job. They teach you that you need a job. While at the same and in the same time, they're teaching you to get a job, they're also instilling in you subliminally that entrepreneurship is risky. No, don't start a business. No, you could lose everything if you start a business. And when you tell a child that from 3 to 5, 3 to 6, 3 to 7 years old, most of us are still functioning on the programming we got when we were 3 to 7 years old. So when you tell a child that a business is risky, they function on that programming for the rest of their lives, right? So they tell you out of one side of their mouths, you need to get a job. Entrepreneurship is risky. Out of the other side of their mouths, they're telling you how to ask an entrepreneur for a job. Come on. Who creates the jobs? The entrepreneurs. So you're telling me not to be an entrepreneur, to get a job, but then you got to teach me for 12 years how to prepare myself to ask an entrepreneur for a job. This is how you do a resume. This is how you fill out a job application. This is how you conduct yourself on an interview. This is how you write a cover letter to your resume. What are they teaching you? They're teaching you how to ask an entrepreneur for a job. Right? But if you follow the money, you understand why that is. Where does the school system get its money from? Schools get its funding from the government and from big corporations. Where does the government and big corporations get their money from? The government gets its money from taxing employees. Big corporation gets its money from leveraging the labor of employees. And because the super wealthy see Uncle Sam as their trick, they write some stupid checks and say, hey, this is what you're going to teach in my school system. You're going to produce what we want you to produce, trick. You're going to do our bidding, trick, because we're going to dangle a few billion in front of you. This is what we want you to teach in the educational system, because that's our school system. And the government says, yes, they created the Board of Education, and the Board of Education runs down a curriculum and say, don't you dare teach these people about money, and don't you dare teach them about entrepreneurship. The furthest you can go in teaching them about money is how to work at a bank. The furthest you can go in teaching them about entrepreneurship is how to manage somebody else's business as a job. That's it. That's as far as you can go. When it comes to money, you can teach them how to spend money as a consumer. You can teach them how to run a bank. You can teach them how to be a bank teller, but don't teach them how money really works in this economy. If you're going to teach them anything about business, you can teach them basic business administration that will allow them to run somebody else's business, but don't you teach them how to start no doggone business. Because my pimp says if we teach too many of them how to start a business, he going to cut me off. Right? Oh man, it's been almost 45. Man, I gotta go. I got a movie to watch. Listen, man. I see Roy says extradition movement. If inbox me, man. If you want to partner with me on anything, man, let's just inbox me. Let's have a talk, and we'll talk about what your options are. I know someone that's taught me that concept with 401k. Every time she would get a raise, she would take the percentage and add it to her 401k. Same concept, same thing. Right? Same thing, man. So listen, man, I appreciate y'all for listening to me rant this morning. I don't know what got a hold of me this morning, but I said, I got to come talk to this. It might be this shirt, man. Shout out to my brother Dre, man. Own or be owned is a thought process, man. Remember, you were born a sole proprietor. America is a business, y'all. They keep telling us it's a country. It's a business, right? They keep telling us it's a country. It's a business. You were born into this business as a business. And your price for not doing business, your penalty for not doing business in this business is high taxes. They tax you because you're not following the script. This is a business. We need you to be producing stuff. We need you to be creating stuff. If we're going to compete with all the other businesses around the world, i.e. countries, then we need to outproduce them. And you were born into this country, a business, and you mean to tell me you ain't producing nothing? You ain't doing no business at all? Okay, pay these high taxes then. We're going to get something out of you. Keep going to work and keep giving us 50% of your income because you're not doing business. You're not contributing to the gross domestic product in this country. That's how it goes, man. How it goes. So appreciate you guys for tuning in. If y'all want to get at your boy, 314-874-6887. 314-874-6887. If you are already in business and you're not part of the Digital Marketing Mastermind, I've got 10 more founding spots. My founding members get the one-on-one with me every month. I've got 10 more spots. Once those 10 spots are gone, I can't have 100 founding members and I'm doing 100 one-on-ones a month. No, they don't work like that. My founding members get a one-on-one coaching session with me every month. They get a group coaching session. They get a course of the month that they get resale rights to. I'll teach them how to sell that course and make money with that course. They get to be affiliates of the program. So when they invite people to the mastermind, we split the revenue. So 314-874-6887. So go to monetizemylifeacademy.com. Join the mastermind, man. Even if you join at the $10 level, you're going to get so much value. I promise you, man. I love to over-deliver. All of my coaches and mentors have always over-delivered in my life, and they instill that in me. Brian Bean, Henry Dars. I got tons of mentors that I follow. They all taught me that you got to over-deliver, especially in the digital marketing space. You got to over-deliver. And that's what I seek to do. So if you want to get at your boy, man, let me coach you. Let me help you. Let me join our economic empowerment movement, man. Just holler at me, man, and we'll talk about your options. Until then, I want you to get your money up because you absolutely can do it. But more importantly, you deserve to do it, each and every single one of you. Now hustle up. But you've got to overcome fear if you're going to win.
You're tuned into the Cortez Hustle Show. Please